grandfather on her mom's side.
You know, I'm not a politician. I'm not.
Arriving here on the U.S. side of the Rio Grande.
I'm nothing more than a maggot.
There's
no exaggerating that.
Named in his honor.
But the wall is not the answer. Why don't we take the, what is it? He's saying it's going to cost $40 billion. How much? $400 billion?
When she and her cousins spent most of their day at the river.
Let's see how much. Because, how about instead of spending that billions.
It's a very unique culture.
These days on the U.S. side of the river, says local resident Dina Garcia Pena, most people won't go near the river because of so many border agents arriving.
How much is Donald Trump's wall going to cost?
She says residents here can no longer enjoy what was once a well-maintained public picnic area and family park on the U.S. side of the river.
We have actually quite a bit of picnic tables in areas that families could use on a day-to-day basis. That right now we're completely overgrown with brush and weeds and
how much money does Trump's wall cost?
A way to get down anymore. And if you look at the Mexican side, even on the Mexican side, you can see families enjoying themselves. On any given day, you can see people fishing on the river.
$5.7 billion will pay for 234 miles.
On the American side.
It keeps going up. Listen. Nobody's going to hear this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Take that money and invest it in Mexico, you idiots. Stop the nonsense with the wall and give them a reason to stay there. It's so terrible in those countries below us that they don't feel that there's any other choice but to risk the lives of their family, their children, their friends, themselves. Then something needs to change. You're so worried about bombing Iraq and Afghanistan, and when we got the major problem right here, it's down the street from us.
And becoming a successful businessman.
You're worried about. We give more money to the worst terrorists on this planet than anything else. Saudi Arabia. They're killing millions. They're responsible for the death of hundreds of thousands of Christians, our brothers. How much gas are you going to put in your car today that was made and that we purchased from Saudi Arabia? We have the worst government ever. Okay, now I want you to think back on Israel because you have to. You have to think on Israel. Because Israel's leaders, Israel got the exact leaders that they deserved. And that's what we have. We have the worst leaders ever because that's what, as a nation, we deserve.
What right do you have to come in and take it from me?
How dare you put children and mothers?
Your house more important.
How dare you?
Bad people.
Take the border wall money because you know it's not going to work. You know full well that nonsense is only going to ruin people's lives. The people on this side of that wall. Do you have any idea the kind of mental destruction that you're going to cause them? Do you even care? No! You don't care. Donald Trump is only pushing this agenda because his mouth was so big he wrote checks that his ass can't cash.
Cold wild hog tacos are one of the main draws here tonight in town. The guy who makes them, Nick Garza. Nick's the city finance
marry
for the city of Roma. And he's also an outspoken critic of the U.S. president's claims that Roma is being overrun by violent criminals and gangs from Mexico.
The problem seems to be in Mexico and not in the United States. We haven't seen.
Oh,
we know
you.
we don't have a border. We don't
Oh
have
my
law.
God,
We
dude.
don't see the violence.
Look, I got proof that this dude robbed me at work, man.
And as far as a national emergency, Nick says, just look around town. Does this look like a national emergency? He says.
Who is this?
No, there's not an emergency here. I don't agree that there's an emergency here.
Yeah, I left my
Though illegal immigrants keep
medication on the counter at work, and I came back and it was gone. Now I got somebody writing me for a refill. I don't understand how, really? I don't sell drugs. I'm not interested in giving you drugs. I'm not, definitely, I wouldn't care if I sold, you wouldn't get nothing. That's ridiculous. Yeah, that upset me, man. Anyway, let's get back to the point, to the crux of the matter. I like that word. The wall is not going to work. It's just going to ruin lives. The tunnels are under the ground, bro. They got people digging with teaspoons so that they don't cause any kind of
is how they are often treated when arriving here.
No, you know, they don't make noise when they're digging. They don't upset the Richter scales.
They say from Washington to
I guess that's what it is. Look, I don't know, but I know that they have
shoelaces and other clothing.
I know they have
border agents say of searching for weapons.
Instruments that can pick up people
Much of their personal belongings, toys,
digging over there. All right, now last thing. I'm not gonna mess around. I'm trying to get married. I'd like to marry someone that is concerned about maybe about being evicted from the country or not trying to do nothing illegal. I'd like to develop a relationship with you.
It's unclear
We have until, you know,
in Washington have come to Roma
whatever they need
witness
us to
what
do.
happens here
I'm
each
prepared
day.
to do it. And look, I'm not Brad Pitt. I'm not George Clooney, but I'm better than Ernest Goes to Camp. You know, I'm better than Homer Simpson. I beat Fred Flintstone all day, and I definitely have a leg up on Pee-wee Herman. So there's that.
Seldom automatic and increasingly never granted.
Look at that, man. Why? Of course they're here without... Look, I understand about deporting them. I understand that part. I understand about you can't just come to our country. We don't know who or what you're doing here. Most of the time, look, quite frankly, I'd say 90% are hard workers. 90% of the people that come here want jobs. They want to work. And for some scumbag employers down in, like in Cali and Texas, and you scumbag some bitches, you're paying nothing. That's why nobody wants your jobs. That's why the immigrants, you do that on purpose. You do it specifically so that you can give these people nothing for their work, so you can go rub it on your chest. Because you ain't nothing but a maggot too. Don't give me that. I give them jobs. They needed jobs. I had to fire a mother and father of 3 kids who are American citizens. Shut your pie hole. You did that on purpose. You made your wages so that those people would take the job no matter what, and you know that they will because they don't have a choice. So rub it on your chest.
ABC's Matt Gutman in Mexico on the migrant trail.
You're a monster, dude. You're one of those monsters that exploits the worst possible scenario for people. And you exploit it.
And the bridge is the only official border.
So shut your face.
We're tracing the first and one of the most dangerous stretches of the migrant trail, traveled mostly by Central Americans trying to escape the brutal gang violence back home.
Look.
A few blocks from the bridge, we meet Edwin and Jose. They come from El Salvador.
I don't know all the countries that we have people coming here from. I don't
They're
really.
their second attempt to reach the US.
I do care about why you came here, how you got here. I absolutely know that you're going through struggles and that your life was bad enough for you to risk your life. I respect that.
There's nothing there.
You got here.
Like most Central Americans
Don't
fleeing
get
their
kicked out.
homeland, they will cross into Mexico.
I know that it cost you
No
everything to
passports,
get
only
here. I know
treasured
that
belongings
you
in
lost.
those tiny backpacks.
Now you
Jose
are
wears
probably
his reason
losing
for
hope.
flight on his back and his arms. He shows us the nickel-sized scars from a shotgun blast.
Okay.
He says, thank God the gangs didn't kill me because they tried. That's why we're the victims
Anyway,
of this
look.
situation. We don't have any other options. If I go home,
You have to go to my Instagram, HawkCone5289. Let me know. Send me a picture. You got plenty of pictures of me on there. You don't need no more. It's a couple with my shirt off that my ex-wife still complains. Oh, you have your shirt off on the internet. Look, quite frankly, I was a very large person. I lost a lot of weight, and I'm proud of what I've done. And if you're not like that, then that's okay. Just keep moving on. Just go like that, swipe, and go somewhere else.
Its own immigration laws more than ever has created another crisis, with bandits and human traffickers preying on migrants still looking for ways to get north.
So I'm trying to tell you lovely ladies, 19 through 50,
crossing on that bridge to try
I would like to have a couple
immigration
children.
checkpoint after
No
checkpoint.
joke.
Eventually reaching a nearby
Definitely
shelter,
one child.
a church-run
Don't worry
safe
about it.
haven
I have beautiful
for
children.
migrants.
I have 2 beautiful children now. My son's very tall, so
Father Florigoni is a priest
somewhere
with
in
a
the genes.
prophet's beard, and he says we're in the
My
midst
daughter's
of a
extraordinarily
humanitarian
beautiful.
crisis
She's troubled,
of
but
biblical proportions.
Ideal of children,
I'm wondering if you would
women,
be willing to be a mother to her because she has
Everybody
issues.
is trying to get out.
they
Anyway,
come here sometimes with the bullets still in their body.
I'm going to just have to get off of this because I'm not going to cry.
That's why he describes most as refugees.
Look, they're not Mexicans, they're human beings. They're not from Venezuela, they're people. They're like you and me. They have every right to seek a better life because that's what we were all about in the beginning. Now we are a police state. Our country exists because our industry is what's left here for us that they did not ship out of the country, that they didn't give all these incentives to our American companies to move to Mexico in the first place. Now we got our companies in Mexico, pay the Mexicans to work there. Give them their reason to stay in the country that they love, the place where they were born. Because right now, you could take those billions of dollars that we're spending on protecting our borders and invest it right along the border there in companies and factories and whatever else in order to give them jobs. Why don't you do that instead of ruining this side of the border? You can't blame people for doing what they do for their families. You can't hold that against them. I'm going to tell you the bottom line about this is Jesus Christ can't be happy. I understand they have to obey the laws. There's laws in place. And but I am definitely not going to ever... You got to kill me first before I would point out someone that's not supposed to be here because they couldn't survive in their own countries and they brought their family where they figured they would be safe. But I'm sorry, folks, you're not safe here. We live in a police state. We have medical and we have law enforcement. Those are our industries. Okay, prisons, cops, Border Patrol, ICE, everything, it's all tied into the money machine that we need now to survive because we kicked all of our companies out of our country. We gave them huge tax incentives and now they're paying people nothing. They were paying here. Let's talk about Levi's. I believe that it's Levi's or Lee. I'm a little... moved out of the country. They were paying $15 an hour or something here. I forget the number. It was way back. but it was a nice pay. You were getting paid good money. Moved to Mexico. Did the jeans get cheaper? Did the jeans drop $1 in price? Absolutely not. Now they're paying a quarter of what they were paying to their other employees. But the jeans are still... So all they did was increase their profits fourfold. What about Hershey's? I know my aunt worked there, my wife's aunt. And the people, look, you did it to yourselves. You're pushing buttons. And you're getting money. And you complained about it and you lost your jobs. Because they went to Mexico. I'm pretty sure. I didn't check up. I know that they were talking about it. If you're interested, check out part 2 in this video.